Muslims around the world claim that the Quran is the word of God and that it's sent down from the heaven by Allah to the Prophet Muhammad. Yet the Quran contains many scientific mistakes and historical mistakes. Today we're gonna see a famous story of Alexander Al-Akbar. See what is the relationship between this story and the Quran. Britannica website said about the Alexander Romans, often taught and letters supposedly written by or Alexander and an independent legend about his capture of the wild people of Gog and Magog was incorporated into the several texts of many vernacular version and account of Alexander legend included and this and in the Middle East. This said again, the Eastern account of Alexander fable Korea paid a good deal of attention to the Gog and Magog episode, a version of this story being included in the Quran. So let's see if it's true this version was included in the Quran or not. The Quran said, وَيَسْأَلُونَكَ عَنْ Dhul-Qarnayn قُلْ سَأَتْلُو عَلَيْكُمْ مِنْهُ ذِكْرًا. He said, and they ask you, O Muhammad, about Dhul-Qarnayn. Say, I will recite to you about him a report. So the meaning of here that the Prophet now going to recite a report of Dhul-Qarnayn. The question here, who asked Muhammad about this report? Ibn Kathir said, he is a young man from the Roman, he who built Alexandria, and the angel took him to the sky and he took him to the dam and he see people, their face like dog. But Ibn Kathir said hadith is tall wa nakara, this means they don't accept it, and they don't going to take it like a record because from Israel, from Jewish people who narrate this one. Al-Qurtubi said he take from the Sirah of Ibn Ishaq. Ibn Ishaq was the earliest scholar who write the Prophet Ahadith before even the Bukhari. He said from the Thawr bin Yazid bin Khalid bin Ma'dan al-Kala'i, he said that the Prophet said, سئل عن ذي القرن فقال, he said, ملك مسح الأرض من تحتها بالأسباب وقال خالد. He was a king that he go everywhere in the earth. وسمع عمر بن الخطاب, Umar ibn al-Khattab, he heard a man call somebody with that name, with Dhul-Qarnayn. Said, why people don't make names with the Prophet like Muhammad or Isa? Why they make names like a angel? So Umar ibn al-Khattab said Ibn al-Qarnayn is an angel. Ishaq said maybe he said it, maybe no. والحق ما قال قلت وقد روى علي ibn Abi Talib. Ali as well narrated مثل same as Umar. You know, Ali as well, he think that Dhul-Qarnayn is an angel. As for Tabari, he's narrated a long hadith in the same one, and he said same as other people, the guy who's built the Alexandria, and that the Jew who come into the Prophet and ask him about Dhul-Qarnayn and what his thing, and about Ya'juj and Ma'juj and them face like dogs. And واختلف أهل التعمير في معنى الذي من أجل, and they differ, the people who making why his name Dhul-Qarnayn. فقال, here they differ on the name, they don't differ on who he is, if he built Iskandariya or not. They differ why they give him this name Dhul-Qarnayn. قال بعضهم لقد ضرب. Then he started narrating a suspicious story that like fantasy story. So that is not a matter to us. We're gonna see what the Quran going to tell us. Who is this guy? وَيَسْأَلُونَكَ, and they ask you about Dhul-Qarnayn. Tell us what. He said, indeed we established him upon the earth and we gave him to everything away. So clearly here Allah is happy with them and give him the power over the earth. And so he follow away. So he goes somewhere until when he reached the setting of the sun, he found it setting in a spring of dark of mud. Always guys, when you found this one is better. If you want to understand Quran, just skip this one, so you will understand Quran. If you follow this one, you get lost. Until when he reached the setting of the sun, he found it setting in the spring of the dark mud. And he found near it a people. Allah said, O Dhul-Qarnayn, either you punish them or else adopt among them a way of goodness. So he go where the sun set, and they found the people there, and then they talk about Allah, what they going to happen to these people. Then he go to another way. Here they said, then he follow away. So here we still talking about the same guy. حتى إذا بلغ, when he go to the rising of the sun, he found people have no shield to it, have no shield with the sun. Then those, and we had in compass, he had in the knowledge, we give him the knowledge. Then he go, this time he go until, and that's here what the story of the Quran going to be same as the story in Alexander al-Akbar, when he said hatta, until when he reached between two mountains, he found beside them a people who could hardly understand his speech. They said, O Dhul-Qarnayn, indeed Gog and Magog same are corrupted in the land, so may we assign them expeditory to you, might make between us and them a barrier. So they ask these people, Alexander or Dhul-Qarnayn here in the Quran, to make between them a barrier. قال فما مكني منه ربي, my Lord. He said here, مكني, he give me, establish me, my Lord, خير فأوني بكم بقوة أجعل بينكم وبينهم barrier. Give me something, I put between you and them barrier. He asked for iron and copper to melt them down. He bring the sheet of iron until when he had leveled it between the two mountain walls, he said, blow, which blow, until when he had made it like a fire, he said, bring me that I might pour over it molten copper. Then he said here, Dhul-Qarnayn said, this is mercy from my Lord, but when the promise of my Lord comes, he will make it level, and even in this promise of my Lord true. So basically what they're saying here, that Dhul-Qarnayn goes somewhere and they found people and they asked them to put a barrier between them and and Magog and Magog. In the Syriac, Arabic and Persian and Aramaic and Ethiopian version of this story that was written in this time, 629 630 was like famous that time, and there was too many translation of this, and they even here in the Wikipedia they said Alexander the Great in the Quran. So we're gonna see by ourselves the original story and where the Quran caught this one from. Here is often the content of the Ethiopian version. This is the Ethiopian version that was found, and this is the copy of it. Somebody do it. I found it online for free. It said some old man questioned by Alexander. So Alexander was questioning an old man about the paradise and the river and something, and they told him that God drew them to the river. Alexander gathered 3,000 people, 3,000 men, to make a gate a gate 12 cubits high to shut Gog and Magog. How did the story get to the Quran? And this story was right before the Quran. He writes a prophecy. So his prophecy is in the Quran as well, on the gate that this nation shall go forth in the 864 years. He give a prophecy when this nation going to go out, and that when they have gone forth 12,000 Greek and Persian and Arab shall be gathered together under 4,000 kings to fight them, as I guess, and that multitude of men shall be slaughtered. Same as the story of the end of Sa'ah in the Muslim sources. The iron gate. Here they said the iron gate being finished, Alexander set out to go to the land of the darkness. When he finished the iron gate, he set to go to the land of the darkness. So he supposedly by angel. He said here, when he arrived there to the land of that place, a god of the country described to him the god of the country or somebody on the country that is in, tell him that the throne of God, same God of Allah, is set in the land, and that in the supported by an angel having the face of bull, a lion, and an angel and a man. You know, same the thing is in the Quran, angel having eye, eagle eye, one lion face, one bull, and one same river of the water of life beyond land darkness. So we come here, and they say here to live and to wait for him there for the 10 years. So he leave his people behind to wait for him, and he set out with some of the native people, guides, to guide him. The king of the land also gave him a precious stone. He gave Alexander a precious stone, which was one of those brought of the paradise by our father Adam. So the same as the black stone in the Kaaba to show him the way. The stone then pointed out to the right road and led to the fountain of life. So the stone led him to the fountain of life. Then Alexander had a dry fish. So Alexander have a dry fish with him, which he put into the water. So he have like a dead fish he put in the water. I think he was for food, to see if would live and swim. She will get alive and start swimming. And soon as the fish touched the water, it came to the life and darted away and escaped. So the fish get alive and swim away. That when Al-Khidr, this one ma'ruf, this one well known in the Muslim, Al-Khidr, this name, on the evergreen saw that the fish came to the life, and he took off his clothes and battled in the water, and and when he see the fish and he battled to the water. This is, my friend, the same story. Yagog and Magog as well. The Muslim source said Yagog and Magog, when we asked them about who is this Yagog and Magog, they say the children of Adam. And this book as well say Yagog and Magog, the children of Adam, who are like wild beasts. He prayed to the God and then set out to the seat which beyond the heaven and the earth. So clearly here it's the story of the Quran. It's copy from the legend, especially the story of the fish. So I think is in the same surah. فلما بلغ مجمع بينهما نسي حوتهما فاتخذ سبيله في البحر سربا. So then they reach the junction between them, they forget their fish and it took its course into the sea, slipping away. You know? So here, the same story, and if we go to Tafsir, this 61 verse in the Quran, we're gonna found the same guy, 61. فلما بلغ مجمع بينهما نسيا حوتهما فاتخذ سبيله في البحر سربا. He said here, when Musa and his guy reached the sea, between two sea, mean the fish go into the water. بالسرب يعني is run away. فيه يذهب فيه ويستقر. He run away. So if we go to something fantastic, that the fish was for food and he go swimming. صار حي, is alive and starts swimming في البحر, in the sea. So Musa was like fascinated by the fish. It was swimming in the sea, and that was the sign. If we go to the next verse, that there when the fish run away, that's what we want to do, because there Allah tell me we're going to found this guy Khidran al-Khidr. So who's this Khidr? Is same as Fawaj Abdiyah, this guy. Who this guy? His name Al-Khidr. His name Al-Khidr, and it is here as well, is in the Quran with the same name. Thank you guys for watching, and see you again.